Hey there, today I wanted to talk about why we pass high. And I'm using my notes because I have a lot to cover. So, the reason we want to pass high is because we give our setter time to get to the ball comfortably with perfect steps. And when we pass high, we allow our setter to get into their proper foundation before setting. It gives our setter like 1 to 2 seconds of perfect balanced foundation before setting. And I've spoken to this in another video, and I've said when we're setting, we want to be perfectly in our foundation and balanced and ready to use our legs and our body to set. So when we're setting, we don't want to be like falling or moving as we're setting. We want to be perfectly balanced. So when we pass too low, we're not giving our setter the opportunity they need to get into their plant and into their perfect balance and foundation before they set the ball. So the best games that I've ever played in, this is what it feels like setting them. So the best players I've ever played with, this is what it's like setting them. It's like a comfortable stroll. At least your first 2 steps should be a comfortable stroll. They pass it up. Do you see how slowly I'm actually walking back there? If you get into a game where setting them is as easy as walking, you know you're playing with someone who's very good. And take advantage of that and try to remember how that felt. Try to like imprint it into your muscle memory. I wanted to also address when we're passing and the spin of the spin of the ball after we pass it, right? If the other team is serving with topspin, that's going to translate to backspin when we're passing and setting it. So if we have a hard topspin serve, we're going to get more backspin in our pass. And so what we want to avoid is giving it any more backspin, because a ball that's spinning too much is a lot harder to set. So if we get one of those serves, we can pretty much let it have as much backspin as it started with or less, but we don't want to give it more backspin. And the way we end up giving it more backspin is probably because we're swinging our platform a little bit. And so also the spinning ball is harder to set, but it'll also carry the ball to the back of the court. And so if the ball is high and spinning and carrying to the back of the court, what that usually happens is your setter has to take 2 steps back after they've done their setting approach. And that's the number one thing we want to avoid when we do anything, is taking 2 steps beyond where we were supposed to be. So when we're passing high and with a little bit of spin, we need to be conscientious of not putting more spin on the ball. And so just like we don't want to put more spin on the ball, we also don't want to put more height on the ball. It's okay to have a high pass, but we don't want to give it more height, by swinging our platform, right? Because, like the higher that we pass the ball, then the more energy it's going to have when it comes down. The ball is going to be moving faster. So we don't want to give it any extra height, which is going to make the ball come down faster, which means that it's harder to set a ball that's moving faster. So we don't want to give it any extra speed than we have to for our setter. And so just like on the spin, we have the same rule with the serve, is we can pass the ball as high as the energy of the serve would allow us to, or lower, but we don't want to pass it higher. So if we were passing it higher, that would mean that we were putting energy into the ball, which means you swung your platform. And so this applies to a hard-driven topspin serve. So I wanted to make one more thing clear, and that's a higher pass can be somewhat of a disadvantage because of the speed that it comes down with. And if that is a problem for you, then you just need to strengthen your fingers. It's not really a big deal. All right, have a good day.